Welcome to Mingle Heart Matters. This is our very first edition, so it's important that I do a proper introduction, if you may. So on this show, we're going to be talking about everyday issues that single people face. And like the name implies, we also will be sharing personal stories that touch the heart. It's our hope that as we go along on this journey, you will become comfortable enough to also share your own stories with us. My name is Davina, and I am your host. But I'm not doing this alone. I have a couple of my friends who will be joining me at different points on the different episodes to discuss the different topics we're going to be talking about, and they also will be sharing their own personal stories and experiences. So you don't want to miss this. Be a part of it, and we'll also invite you to be a part of our community on social media. We'll give you more details about that later on in the show. First up today, we are going to be talking about something very interesting, especially if you live in Africa. So, you know, growing up is very exciting until you turn 30 and you're single. From concerned family and friends to random individuals who have made it their duty to remind you, especially as a woman, that your biological clock is ticking. It's a crazy world out there. So I'll be joined by my friends who are 30 plus like me, and we're going to be discussing the various issues, you know, surrounding being 30 or 30 plus and single. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Mingle Heart Matters. I have PSA, I have St.Adlexx, and I have Chichi. You'll find out why I'm laughing in a bit. Okay, so first questions first. Madam, how old are you?
I'm 36.
36. Okay. How old are you?
32.
32.
34.
34. My question goes to you first.
Okay.
Please, why are you not married?
Okay, I get that question. But why am I not married? Should I say village people? No. Okay, I was just trying to be funny at that point. Anyway, I won't say village people. Don't mind me. Why?
But you know, a lot of people think that.
Oh yes.
A lot of people think that. Even when you don't think that, some people are thinking that for you.
True.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, but what's it with you?
Okay, why am I still single? Oh well. Have I been in a relationship before? Yes. Did it lead to marriage? Almost. Why am I still single?
Just didn't work.
Didn't work out.
But do you want to be married?
Oh yes, I do.
Okay, we'll get to that. Why are you still single?
Oh, that's a big question.
Well, you get the question a lot, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
And so what's the answer? What's the answer you give generally?
Basically, I just laugh it up, and because really, I can't tell you. Like just like she said, have I been in a relationship before? Yes. Did they almost lead to marriage? Yes. But what happened along the line? I don't know. I still not to understand. So I'm still single. So and I don't count that as anybody's fault or my fault. But it just happens. It is what it is, and it is not a crime.
Okay, so the only guy on the set today, why are you still single? With all the many ladies, don't they say you have 7 ladies to a guy? So what's happening with your own 7 ladies?
And they're in heaven, paradise. As they used to say. But that's just by the way. Well, I'm still single because I am not yet ready to get married. That's why I'm still single. It's a choice, actually. That's why I'm still single. If I wanted to be married by now, I should have been married.
At what age did you plan to get married? I know I plan to get married at 31. No, 31. 21. That was my childhood dream, to be married at 21.
25.
25. You wanted to get married at 25. Like I said, When do you want to get married?
I wanted to get married 25. At least I believe that by the age of 30, I should be done with childbearing.
Yeah.
That's I just want to, 30, and I want to be,
Like a dog.
yeah, done, and enjoy my life with my husband,
the dreams we had.
go on vacation, all those stuff, travel around the world.
I know.
To
I
Bali.
know. Okay, so we are talking about it right now, and we are laughing it off, and we seem to be jocular about it, and somebody is actually watching and thinking, are they really happy? Or are they putting up a front? Or are they just doing this for TV?
Who says marriage is happiness? Why must being married define your happiness?
That's a good question.
That's one.
Have you ever felt? I'm coming. Have you ever felt depressed about? No. Have there been times where you felt almost depressed? Maybe not depressed.
Okay, because I was probably I try not to be in that space. Truth is, yes, sometimes you could feel, let me not say you. Sometimes when I am not working, I'm not on my phone, I'm just trying to rest, and it always comes when I want to rest. I get this feeling of, what's up? Is it that you are doing something that is not right, And I tell when I say I've started, because I can think a lot. So once I find myself drifting, I snap out immediately. Yes, because you don't give it that space. Once you give it that space, different thoughts, and trust me, they are not good thoughts. They'll start coming.
I get that point about not letting it fester, but you do feel it sometimes.
Of course.
Yes. You feel okay as a guy. Do you have those? Do you feel like I need a woman?
Yes, definitely. Especially, as a guy, there are some times where, guys, like I cook, right? But I don't like cooking. Maybe I'm back from work and I just needed food in the house, and I'm coming from work. I'm like, hey, no food.
Again.
But there's food stuff, but no food. Most times you are thinking like, what if a woman is there right there that's waiting for me, thinking like, a child is right there, like, daddy, back home, welcome back, this kind of thing. Those thoughts, they come from time to time. But importantly is that I believe that once I'm ready for that, I'll cross that order. So once the thought comes, I immediately rechannel my mind on that matter.
Well, St.Adlexx, I happen to think that with you, it's different. If you decide tomorrow that you want to marry, I'm sure.
People are on my case on the matter. No.
My point is, if you decided that you wanted to marry yesterday, you would have all you needed to have done that yesterday.
Some protocols.
You don't know, but basically, I'm sure there are options. You just pick up your phone and you could do the.
Try coming from the angle of
it's
easier.
It's easier as a guy.
No, but it isn't entirely
not
easier.
Exactly. Yes.
Tell me.
He's a guy.
You don't have defending him.
Because now, look at it. For a guy, you are thinking about money, thinking about housing, and thinking about the family. Because when you marry a woman, you've married a family. You've married an extended family. You see, you marry everybody. And you are thinking about so many things when you are getting married. Because as the man of the house, the work of the husband is an office.
My question now is, how do you ward off those monitoring spirits? Okay, no, we don't. We understand family and friends, concerned family and friends. We try to understand those ones. But you see those random womb watchers.
I have a pastor and relative that anytime he sees me, he says that I have one wife for you. you said that I have a wife. She's beautiful. I mean, the last time I met him, we were discussing business, and I didn't know how he did it. He just drifted into showing me a picture of a lady. Like, see this girl. In fact, we made a video call. That's serious.
No, your is really good there. But nobody is counting biological clock for you. The ones that are telling you to freeze your eggs.
Yes.
Or the ones that are asking.
I have something to say on this. There's this secondary school classmate. I finished from secondary school 2001, and he, from the blues, the young man just, okay, I think it was from the group chat, and we got chatting. Oh, how are you? How is work? I'm like, oh, work is stressful, working from home. That,
It's a scam.
Exactly.
It's a scam.
You work longer hours, and sometimes I get to close like 11 p.m., sometimes 12 midnight. So people think working from home is fun. Okay, so I was trying to explain to him. And the next thing, the young man drifted, are you married now? Thank God we were chatting. So me, I was like, where's this coming from? I said, not at the moment, because I won't say no, I won't say yes. I told him not at the moment. And the next thing, the young man goes, why, you're a beautiful lady. I'm like, okay. And he says, you know, age is not on your side. At that point, I was almost about to explode.
Calm down.
I just told myself, don't forget your episode. Calm down. And I written an episode, I just deleted, and I wrote, I would appreciate if we can end this discussion so that none of us gets insulted directly or indirectly.
You're nice.
I just had to, Pastor has taught us so many things, so you just have to comport yourself.
You don't let them press your button.
You don't let because people can get on that level of yours.
Okay, you know what? I'm sure that each one of us has that kind of experience. I know I have one, and we'll get to that shortly. It's interesting how they tie being single at this age to being being oppressed, being
African generally gets carried away by another person's opinion. They are usually, it's common with a day-to-day thing. Somebody is reacting just because of what one person said. Even before social media came.
Exactly.
Those days when they give ladies in marriage to men, and maybe something happened to the man the moment the woman steps into his house. So she came with an abomination, or with a taboo, bad leg, and all sorts of. In fact, I've seen a scenario whereby someone looked at the toes of a particular lady just because the last one is sitting on the fourth toe. They say, this one.
Okay, so that brings me to the question. I know you started talking about it, and I said for you to hold on. Dealing with this pressure, especially the ones that come from inside, from within, and many times, I think that's what brought up the social media talk. Because I'm in my house, by myself. Nobody. I don't have father, I don't have mother, so there's nobody harassing me anywhere to get married. So, but why then do I feel pressured to? Probably I go on Instagram. Or you go on and say, oh, by the way, February 14 was just a few days ago. I deliberately stayed off social media.
I was just having fun. From the breakups.
No, it's just
I don't think get to me.
I had a very good laugh.
No, actually, I think to thy own self be true.
Okay.
As an individual, it's good for you to realize the things that trigger you.
Okay.
So what triggers you might not trigger the other person.
True.
So I am very particular about the things I allow in my mind space. So for instance, I don't listen to radio. Not because it's a sin to listen to radio, but because I realize that I pick stuff very quickly. So if the radio is on and there's something playing, I find myself like many hours later repeating, and I'm like, where did I pick it from? So I learned that a long time ago. So I shut my mind. So I control the things that come at me. But if you are one like you who's able to just go through those stuff and all well and good. But if you happen to be like me,
important thing to know yourself.
Know yourself. To thy own self, be true. Yes. So I think that's very important to note. Okay, so we're going to take a question. We have a question from our our platform from our Mingle community on Telegram. We invite you to be a part of that. We'll put the details on the screen towards the end of the show, so you can join the conversation online 24/7. So beyond this, trust me, we have a very active group of young people talking about everything and anything singlehood.
Yeah.
I don't know. We actually have married people there as well.
Yes.
The young couples. So trust me, you want to be a part of that community. So like I was going to say, so we have a question from somebody there. So we're going to share that and we're going to discuss it quickly before we go off. But before that, yes, like I was going to ask. You already say, okay, you guys say you don't deal with those thoughts. You don't have to. But for somebody who struggles with those thoughts of, for some people, they're asking questions like, is it that I'm not good enough? What does this other person have that I don't have? For somebody who struggles with thoughts like that, how do you manage? How do you not feel lonely?
Okay. Well, to address this, it's very straightforward. I think it's from the mind. It's from the mind. Peer pressure starts from that mind. Pressure of any kind.
Self-pressure.
Everything from the mind. Now, what do you feed yourself? What are the things you feed yourself? And what are the things that you agree with? Because I don't agree with everything online. Just like you don't agree with everything also. So you cannot expect that. So now that you have agreed with that thing that you have in mind that you are not good enough, why did you agree?
Wait, something Pastor said you cannot stop. You might not be able to stop a bird from flying over your head.
Yes.
But you can stop the bird from perching on your head.
So now you have these thoughts coming to you like I'm 26, or it doesn't matter even the age. I'm 45, I'm 30, and whatever age it is, because pressure comes in different shapes and sizes. Some people in their family, once you hit 25, you're not married.
It's
You
a
have
problem.
become,
And as we're here, we're talking about
30
being
plus.
30 plus. Somebody who is 40, who is in their 40s, is watching and thinking,
But
my point is pressure comes at different
Shapes and sizes.
ages, different. So, and like you said, it depends on what you allow and how much of yours you allow.
The mind
and also
houses everything.
yeah.
It houses everything. So if you can deliberately,
It's a choice you make.
Yeah.
you have to be deliberate about
About
it.
it.
Intentional.
What comes into your mind is very deliberate.
If the
So
scripture
guard
can
it.
say, guard your heart
with all diligence.
Yes.
that word, the key word for me there is not the heart,
Yes.
it's the diligence. It means you have to be intentional
Exactly.
and focused on what you want your mind to be upon.
Be on the offensive.
Yes.
Don't be on the defensive. Don't wait for it to
Don't wait
come.
for it to come. So I had opportunity to talk to one of them today, and I'm like, that conversation you had has no form of edification to your spirit. It didn't edify you, but you received that information into your mind, and very soon you function in that life.
So at bottom line, you have to be careful.
You have to be
Don't
careful.
be careful. Be careful
Yes,
what you
don't,
allow.
Don't
Yeah.
allow peer
And
pressure.
There's this saying by Mark Twain. I saw it recently and I thought, this thing they say about mind over matter.
Yes.
And he said, if you don't mind, it won't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you don't mind, it won't matter.
You don't
Bottom
mind
line,
it.
if you don't mind it, it won't matter. Bottom line. All right, so let's quickly take this question in our inbox. So this person says there's this guy, and we're both interested in each other. He's a super busy person, but I believe no one is too busy to make time for the one they love. Sometimes he doesn't call or text, but he says hello when we see him in church and asks how I'm doing. He's generous and willing to do things for me, but communication is not how I would like it to be. Sometimes we make plans to meet up and talk once in a week, but I have been the one to suggest it a number of times. I believe he creates time for other people. He does stuff for them as well, which I have no issues with. But most of his time is spent either working, in church, in meetings, or with other people. I don't think you can claim to love someone truly and not send a text in 24 hours. True?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not even asking for 1 hour, as I'm a fairly busy person myself, but getting at least one text a day will be nice. I deliberately cut down on texting him because it was starting to feel one-sided. When I bring it up, he apologizes, does better for a little while, and then it's back to Egypt. Please, what do you think? Should I just leave it alone?
Well, me, I would say it as a guy, alright? You don't force yourself on a guy. Like, you do not. Guys are rigid. Once a guy likes you, you will know. There's nothing about it. Even if he's an introvert,
He makes an effort.
you make that effort. But when the guy is behaving like this, it means that he has something
He's
else.
just
He's
not
being-
that into you.
Exactly.
We don't like. The truth is, we don't like to hear
accept
it.
that.
We don't like to accept it.
Now, when that lady continues to do that, she now starts feeling dejected, rejected, like somebody has done something to me. Did I kill Jesus or Jesus died?
I know.
You those kind of things. It's
I
not.
know the funny thing. Why would anybody put herself? Why would any lady put herself
It's
through
that
that?
kind of
It's because of this
pressure.
desperation,
yes,
you know,
yes.
to be in a relationship. You know, I want somebody to love. I want to love and be loved. You know.
And the part that is,
And then you keep making excuses
for it, and now say that okay, it's better for me to feel like I'm in a relationship than say that I'm not in any relationship. I think I'll feel like I'm a bit. People think I'm a bit serious.
But you know, not even for people. It's sometimes it's for yourself because I've been there. Yeah, you hear my story. I have plenty. I have stories for days. Okay, so but recently I can totally relate with this because it happened with me recently.
You know, I'm able to say something in this line because I have brothers.
Oh, okay.
I have brothers.
You know,
But
you can tell.
I have brothers that when once they are done with the call, the expression after the call.
Yeah, like did they force you? And then you feel sorry for the lady.
For the lady.
For her.
Just like,
I'll not tell them that. Don't forget you have a younger sister.
don't use your auto.
At this point, I think for the guy and the lady to be in a supposed, I'm coming from the end of the person who sends the message. You say you're in a relationship with someone, and then with all of this that she has explained, now that's her part. I feel it's a two-way thing. Have they had a heart-to-heart discussion?
She says
Say
they
they
discuss it, and then he changes for a while, and then
And
he
it goes back, reverse.
The discussion I'm coming from is, can we state it clearly?
What are we doing?
And but guys, do you know it's also possible she's in the relationship by herself?
That's where I'm coming from.
No, because you can be in a relationship with apparently it happens. You're in a relationship with person like really.
Because you
She's
cannot,
dating herself.
She's dating herself.
you
Yeah.
cannot stay. You can't be involved with someone. Be you a guy, be you a lady. You can't be involved with someone you say you love, and you won't send a message, text, even if it's less than 100.
Okay, so you know, I had this
Come on.
conversation with a male friend. You know, when I explained this whole thing to a friend of mine, and he said, there's some people like that. There are some people that do
Communication
better.
is key.
That do better. No, he said there's some people that do better with calls. I said, okay, but if you do better with calls, then calls have to be regular. That means you're calling my phone like 2-3 times a day. Do you understand? So and then he said, give him some time. I said, okay, so I'm gonna give him some time. So I did the giving, and I said, you too, you're probably giving off the I can't be bothered air. So you know, put in some effort. Me, hot guy. I sent text to this young man.
Because I was in a
invited
space
him
like
to my house.
this.
Yeah.
I was in a space like this. I got the same matchmaking thing, and he's not in the country. The guy's not in the country, and I found myself always reaching out, and he'll be responding the next day, like you said. I was holding myself. I was holding myself. You know, I was just comporting, and the day he responded, I said, "Young man,
So like this.
let's date this thing. I can't have you responding to my chat 24 hours later. It is unacceptable."
And you know what? I think that's one of the advantages of being 30 plus.
Because of the experience.
You know, you know, in your 20s,
You
you
have
have the chance to, you have the chance to,
you know,
tolerate all of that.
men, you people, you like being respected. So
It's
as
different.
much as I'm passing my message, I try to be
Respectful. Very
Exactly.
respectfully, sir.
so that he too, he will not come back and
Yeah, say other things.
do you understand?
And no,
Yeah, so he passing my message, of which he immediately apologized.
Yeah.
explained why he went off social media. He went off WhatsApp at that point. He got scammed. A long story. I don't need to discuss that. So he explained everything. I had to, I had to start telling myself, oh yeah, calm down, now, it's okay. Don't be angry.
Eventually, what happened?
Oh, it became well.
You became well.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys are fine now.
Yes.
Oh,
At least yours is good.
so we're expecting something soon.
So,
Okay, so we take a quick break. We'll come back. Welcome back. If you're just joining in, of course you joined rather late, but still welcome. It's Mingle Heart Matters, and we have been having a very interesting time discussing being 30 plus and single. All this, my fine ladies and gentlemen. Quickly, there's a myth we're going to be busting. And yeah, that's something we're going to be doing regularly on the show. It's going to be a regular feature. We're going to take a myth and attempt to bust it. So the myth is being single is an unfortunate plight.
Absolutely wrong.
They say you're unfortunate. I mean, it's interesting how people just feel sorry for you.
Because you're single.
being single is an opportunity.
Please.
I keep wondering
Please.
why people make beautiful things look bad.
Oh no, now if singlehood is my office now, I magnify it and I make it very attractive and I make it look very interesting while I'm here.
Yeah.
So I would say a big shout out to my I don't want to call them guests because they're pretty much co-anchors today. Thank you guys. Always fun hanging out with you. It's good to have to do this physically. We've done this for about 2 years now online every week.
Every week.
But to do this in person, I mean, it's the real deal. And shout out to Pastor Titi who encouraged us and pushed us to do this.
The real deal, Daddy. We love you.
Thank you for the platform. Thank you very much, and we look forward to more of this. This is just the beginning. This is the first episode. Trust me, it can only get better. So thank you very much for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you again next week. Till then, be sure to keep in touch. If you have a question you want to ask, or you want some clarification, or you need to know something, please feel free to send us an email. The email address is on your screen, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.